Hey guys, friendly neighborhood Vanhammer. What I'm doing here today is setting up for my next vid. You guys is going to see, which is the Thunderwolf cavalry here in a little bit. They're finished, and I figure I put so much time in them. What I do is make them a little unit display base, sort of like I did way back in the day. Back in the day, listen to me. 2 months ago, back in the day, the base for the Terminators that I'd painted. This is sort of along the same lines. What it is here, I got some pics you just seen of work up to this point. What it is, like I say, got a piece of wood, piece of pink styrofoam, molded a little, shaved and molded a little bit to give me my heel contour. And then I started putting a little strip of drywall compound around the outside there. And now I'm starting to layer it in. What I'm doing right here with my little black rings is I took and they use for my bases, and I'm cutting in where the miniatures are going to set. I'll show you here in just a second. Get this one loose. Kind of thick right there, so. But basically, you just take your miniature and I'll grab one right here. Say this miniature goes right here. He just drops down the hole, and when you're ready to play with him, you just pop him out. So he's still got a nice base plus a display base. But I'm going to show you a little work in progress here. Let me turn this just a bit, move some stuff out of the way. I'll bring this around to you. See, basically what I'm doing is I'll take the ring, put it in like that, take my tool, sort of get my cut of where I don't want the white stuff, and just scoop it out. And the best thing is when you hit it before it, when it's just starting to set up and not clear, not real wet. Give it, when you first put it down, give her 10 or 15 minutes to start setting up when you're putting it on, and then that way it's a little drier when you pluck it out. And what you can do, at least what I do anyway, is take this you're peeling out like this and putting it around the base to make it even the ground around it, and that way you don't see the base sticking up when you got it mounted in the display base. It looks like it's actually part of the display. It's not setting out. You don't see that black ring for your base basically around the miniature. And so you just clean it up a little bit. See, what's good and semi-dry like this, you can just pat it. It takes out all those little work marks, makes them nice and smooth, and it's still got that uneven of snow with that. So when you finish it off, this was fresh drywall mud here, or drop the fresh stuff. You can see the difference. It's stickier and it won't stick to you. Basically, what you do once when you start in, you just bring the base around. Take your little tool, smoothing tool. See these little humps like back here, don't worry too much about them. because like I say, after about 15 minutes this is dry enough that you can pat those down. All this work marks you can pat down, make it nice and smooth. See how that just picks back up on my finger? I figure if you take a little bit of water and dip your finger in some water, let's put some back here in the corner, like that, it won't stick to you, and you can pat it in when it's wet. Let's see, it fills up some nice little crevices there. And what you'll do is, see, just work around your base. Like I say, I'm lucky enough to have these right here. What I would recommend if you're doing it, say you're like your Space Marines or your fantasy figures or whatever you're using, is to take a base without any miniature on it, you know, an extra base you've got laying around, and set it up in there like that. So if you got your miniature, you got to worry about getting it, especially a finished one, you got to worry about getting that stuff all over your freshly, you know, nice little pristine miniatures. Or this way, using this piece like this, you got chance to don't have to worry about getting it all over your miniature, and you still can work with the size, and you make your nice little display base. But basically, like I said, I got some picks going into this, and I know I showed you there that once before, but I didn't show you laying down the drywall stuff. But like I say, it's real simple, like icing a cake. You just put it on. Usually I use a little bigger tool, that's why I got all that down there with. But just put it on and smooth it down. Like I say, and then let her set a little bit. See, like down here, and all you gotta do is just tap it in, and it creates your ground. Okay, nice and smooth. Then you got the nice little, some more, nice little effect. So I'll be back in a minute after I finish this up and show you what it's looking like towards the end, and maybe throw you some miniatures or something too. So we'll talk to you in a little bit.